everyone, and welcome to the start of my Words of Radiance reading vlog. This is my first time reading Words of Radiance like it has been for the rest of the Cosmere, and I'm going to do what I always do and say I'm slightly nervous. I wasn't nervous going into The Way of Kings, but considering how slow that one was, I'm slightly worried about Words of Radiance, but fingers crossed it goes a bit quicker, because obviously the first book was the setup and everything, but now we've had the setup. Fingers crossed it's going to go a bit quicker. I've heard it does go quicker, so I'm praying it does. I've also heard that Shannon is more of a main character in this one, and we really start to like her in this one, so I'm very interested to see how this goes. So yeah, I better get on with it and actually read it. But this one's like 1,022 pages long, and I'm very scared of that as well, but it should be fine. It should be fine. It's fine. It's Sanderson. I really like Sanderson. It'll be fine. Why do I start all of these vlogs the same way? I always start them the same way. Okay, first of all, I've just read the prologue, which is Jazna 6 years ago on the night that Galavar died by... forgotten his name, the Shin dude, forgotten his name. It's been a while, apparently. I've slept since then, but... so that's quite interesting to see her point of view of the night, and to see just how the Pashendi took, like, the blame for the death of the king. And it's quite interesting to see when Shannon had her first moment in that other world, but also her shadow. I didn't know about the shadow thing, I didn't see that coming, but my first thought was just about the Vashta from Doctor Who. I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was, hey, who turned out the lights from that episode? But so that's quite an interesting start. It's definitely a very interesting start to this book, but I said that about the last one and then it slowed right down. But I'm on to part 1 now, A Light, and that is chapter 1, Santhid. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping this goes a bit quicker. It should do, but first of all, but basically, good start. We'll see how it goes. Interesting first chapter with Shannon. I'm now really excited to see her meet Adeline for the first time now that they're betrothed. I'm really interested to see how that relationship's gonna go, or if they manage to meet each other. That'd be quite interesting. But also the fact that she may be part of the betrayers from years and years ago, because she can soul cast. That's really interesting, along with everything coming with Shadesmar. I've also just started chapter 2, which is with Kaladin, and he's just said that Light Eye's bodies aren't burnt when they die. They're soul cast into stones, like stone statues or metal statues. And I'm just going back to Warbreaker, with the statues in Warbreaker coming to life, and I'm just wondering if in a battle at some point in this series we're gonna have that moment where all of the dead kings and all the dead Light Eyes come back from statues and come back to life again and join a fight, maybe? I'm just thinking, because I do know that Warbreaker does tie into Words of Radiance, because I have heard this. I've definitely heard that somewhere. Because it's supposed to be in book 2, it's supposed to come out, so I'm thinking that maybe what's coming now that we've heard about the statues. And obviously one of the sailors also told Shannon about a giant statue of a foot, so I'm just wondering if this is what's happening, or if I'm just looking at things that Sanderson has previously mentioned and had as a plot twist, just to see if it's going to turn up in this one. I don't know, just a theory. Wait, so I've just finished chapter 8. Jazna's not actually gone, right? She can't have just died. That didn't just happen, did it? Because that is not okay. That is not okay in the slightest whatsoever. I really liked her. Why is she dead? What the hell? Okay, I've just read chapter 10, and I've got a feeling that Shannon may be a shard bearer, because she mentions 10 heartbeats a few times throughout this book at the very least. She also mentions in chapter 10 as well, corpses on the floor with horrible eyes and something shining through a door. Also, she calls herself the monster, so it can't be her father, but I'm thinking she may have maybe summoned a shard, like shard bearing, whatever it's called. The sword. Summoned the sword and accidentally killed a load of people. I've just got a feeling she may be a shard bearer. Also, I reckon Jazna isn't dead because Shannon says that she didn't have to step over the body and the body wasn't in the room. So I reckon maybe Jazna is not dead. Maybe she went to the other land where all the Spren are and everything else. Maybe. Or she did something like that and made it appear that she was dead, but she's actually not dead. I've got a feeling that Amaram is not going to remember that about Callan whatsoever. So he's going to see Kaladin. Can't talk today. I reckon he's going to see Kaladin and not recognise him because Amaram seems like that kind of person. Also, I don't trust him one bit. Obviously, I don't trust him one bit, but I reckon something's going on here. I reckon he's going to do something to Dalinar, or at least try to do something to Dalinar, and hopefully at some point the truth will come to light, and also Kaladin will get his shard blade. That's what it's called, shard blade. So I've just finished the interludes at the end of part 1, and it's really interesting seeing the points of view of the Pashendi and stuff like that and finding out more about them and what they're planning. That was all really, really interesting. But I've got to admit the stuff with the merchants confused me in that one interlude because I'm not very good, it turns out, at visualising this kind of stuff. Like in my head, I'm not able to visualise it that well. So seeing like the axe hounds or whatever they're called and this moving island is really, really difficult for me to see in my head. So I'm slightly struggling with that, and that's making it slightly difficult to read. But this could just be because I'm tired. Even though I got a really good night's sleep last night, I'm exhausted today. But it happened in the last book as well, so I think I'm just struggling a little bit with some of the sort of descriptions of islands and certain animals. I can see all the Spren really well, but it's more the island, the axe hound, stuff like that. That's not working in my head. Like the Pashendi, I can see stuff like that. That's fine. It's just some of the more out there stuff like moving islands that it's just not going into my head. I'm starting to think that Kaladin and Aladdin are going to have a really interesting dynamic because they're definitely two sides of the same coin, and that is going to be such an interesting thing to explore throughout these books. But also, I've just finished chapter 19, and it's that flashback to 6 years ago with Shannon and her father just after her mother has died, or actually has been killed. And maybe it wasn't her who killed them. Maybe it was actually her father, with the way everyone's talking about it. But at the same time, from her previous flashback, it sounded like she'd done it and she was actually a shard bearer. But it's also her brother was a shard bearer, and he's definitely a shard bearer. So I'm just wondering what's going on there. And I've just had this sudden thought of what if her brother was the one that Kaladin fought and beat? Like, he's the shard bearer and shard plate wearer who Kaladin killed on the battlefield all those years ago. What if he's that guy? Because that would be a really interesting plot twist. But I'm just wondering where her brother's going to fit into all of this now and everything else, because he's a shard bearer, but he keeps on disappearing and stuff like this, and he's got important stuff to do, and I'm just wondering what's going on there. It's so interesting. There's so many new plot points coming in and twisting in and sort of just coming to light now, and there's more mystery, and I'm really enjoying that mystery element of this. I really don't think it was like Sedaeus or anybody in the raining incident. I think it's either Elhokar again being a bit of an arsehole and just sort of trying to gain attention, get people to listen to him, that kind of thing. Or I'm starting to not trust Renarin. I don't know why, but I'm starting to not trust Renarin. I'm sure it's fine, but for some reason I feel like maybe Renarin was involved or something, or maybe the guard that's just been sent away or something like this. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure who could have done this at the moment, but I reckon it wasn't Sedaeus. But also in the back of my mind, if that plane can shut up, in the back of my mind I'm just wondering if it's Shannon's older brother who has disappeared again and has disappeared for a while now. Maybe it was him. I don't know. I'm not trusting anybody right now. Apart from Adeline. For some reason I trust Aladdin Don't ask me why. I just feel like I trust Adeline for some strange reason. There hid Mother's soul? Excuse me, didn't see that coming whatsoever. But then again, could that just be the mind of a child making that up and Shannon's too young to understand what's actually in there, or is it actually her soul? Whoa. Did not see that one coming. Did not see that coming whatsoever. But the thing is as well is that only Shannon can see the light coming from the strongbox that is holding the so-called soul. So it's like, is she actually seeing something? Is she actually seeing something? Or is it part of her imagination? But if it's part of her imagination, what's it doing in the book? Because usually the stuff she sees and what everybody sees is usually there. And it's like, ooh, what's going on? The mystery of Shannon deepens. Shannon's drawings are starting to make me wonder, because she's just drawn like people coming out of the sea on a rocky beach, and one of them looks like Yulp, who was one of the sailors, and she's drawn some other stuff as well, and I'm just wondering if maybe she can see the past in her own way, sort of like she could see pattern and all those lot, like following her around when she drew. So I'm just wondering if maybe she can see the past or something through her drawings, and she's interpreting this sort of power through drawings. I don't know, because I feel like Jazna isn't dead, because I think, I remember rightly, I saw something somewhere saying each book's going to focus on a different character, and obviously the first one was Kaladin, the second one is Shannon, which is this one. I feel like either the third or the fourth one's all about Jazna, and you can't do that if Jazna's dead. Also, I don't feel like Jazna's dead anyway, because she's a fan favourite, and I wouldn't think that if she died this early in the series she would be. And also, it's Jazna. We didn't see the body and stuff like this, and I'm just going, I don't think she's dead somehow. So I'm just wondering if maybe either Shannon's trying to send her a message through like soul casting or something, or Shannon can see the past through her drawings. I don't know, just current theories. There's definitely something going on with Shannon's drawings, and there's definitely something going on with Jazna. I know that. Also, speaking of Shannon as well, I did not expect her first meeting with Kaladin to go like that. I've got to admit, that was a very good, fun meeting. And I can't wait for them to meet again, because for some reason I'm starting to think those two would get along once they got to know each other. I feel like she's going to get along a lot better with Kaladin than Aladdin. I don't know. I feel like they're going to be an important relationship in the future, but that could just be wishful thinking. Whoa. Chapter 33, watching Kaladin fight the dude, the assassin dude whose name I've forgotten. I cannot keep his name in my head because they always call him the Shin. So I always just call him Shin in my head. But oh my god, that was incredible. I did not see that happening so soon. I was expecting that to be like a cliffhanger at the end of this book or something, but whoa, that was big. That was very, very big in terms of a fight. Damn. My god, just damn. I was right. I was right about Shannon. I was right. She's a shard bearer. I knew it. 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 I was, for once, I was right. Yes. This also just means I finished part 2, and this is getting good. This is going so much better than The Way of Kings, because so many more things are happening, and there's a lot more mystery and stuff like this, and it's holding my attention so much better than it was The Way of Kings. I am flying through this, but oh my god. Oh my god. I've got nothing apart from oh my god at the moment. So the interludes were really, really interesting there, especially the one about Ishonai and a new form, and also the new training guy whose name I've forgotten already. I'm terrible with names in this series, I don't know why, but the new training guy not hearing voices, which should be seen as normal, but he's acting like that's not normal, and it's like, the last person who was hearing voices was the dude in Mistborn. So I'm just wondering if that's the connection, but the connection's supposed to be the Warbreaker, so who knows. I also loved the argument with Kaladin and Shannon when they first met in the tower. That's going to be a really interesting relationship to watch. I can't wait to see how their relationship develops, and I kind of think I may end up shipping it. I don't know, but at the moment I'm thinking I may end up shipping it because their dynamic is very interesting. Also, I completely didn't realise that the deserter, Gaz, was the one from Way of Kings. I'd completely forgotten about him as a character, I'm not going to lie, so I completely forgot who he was. I thought the name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place why. So that was fun, but yeah, so that's interesting that he's now back again. It's going to be quite interesting to see if him and Kaladin keep on running into each other, or if that's going to be it. I mean, Sanderson doesn't just bring back characters for the sake of it, so I feel like there is going to be a bit of a conflict there, so we'll see what happens. So I've just found Shannon talking to Adeline to be really, really interesting, I've got to admit, because obviously I thought they'd get along, but I didn't realise just how well they were going to get along, so I'm quite interested to see how their relationship develops, especially with this idea of possibly breeding chasm fiends and stuff like this. That was very, very interesting. Also, I don't believe that Moash just tried to kill the king. I don't know, I just feel like there's something more there and to his group and all the rest of it. I don't feel like that they've just tried to kill the king. I feel like something more is going on there, maybe. Also, I really like the fact that you've got Adeline's other brother. I've forgotten his name, I can't do names in this for some reason. I can hold all the names of all the other people from all the other Cosmere, but for some reason I think this cast is just that tad bit too big for me to remember everybody's names. But essentially, Adeline's brother, I really like the idea of him going round with Bridge 4, but also I don't really trust Lopen bringing in all of his cousins. I don't know, I just feel like there's something going on there, and that maybe more people in Bridge 4 are actually trying to maybe kill Elhokar or something. I don't know, I just feel like they're all up to something, and I don't trust any of them. I want to trust Rock, but I don't feel like I can even trust Rock at this point, so I don't know. I really don't know. I knew Shannon's brother was going to have something to do with that big battle from where, like, obviously Kaladin killed the Shardbearer. I knew he had something to do with that. I knew it, but now it's like, what was he doing there? And he was obviously trying to kill Amaram, so what was he trying to do killing Amaram? Did he know what Amaram was trying to do and was trying to stop him? Maybe, so maybe Kaladin has caused all of this? Maybe. But then how is this going to affect Shannon when Shannon finds out it was Kaladin, not Amaram? Are they going to end up teaming up together? What's going to happen? This is really, really interesting. Also, now that we've had Shen leave, has he now heard the call of Eshonai and everybody else? Is he going back to them? Where's he going? He must be going back to them, surely, but at the same time, why is he going there? What's going to happen when the countdown runs out? Chapters 56 and 57. Oh my god, that was tense. That was unbelievably tense. Obviously, I thought it was going to go wrong in the tournament. I thought Adeline was going to be facing something that was going to throw him off. I thought he was going to end up fighting Sadeas, not 4 people. But I love the fact that Renarin tried to help as well. I really like Renarin as a character, I've got to admit. And I really like that Kaladin also stepped in. And I'm kind of hoping that this means that they, like Adeline and obviously Kaladin, are probably maybe get along a bit better now. Maybe they'll gain some more respect for each other. Maybe. And maybe help Kaladin not get arrested. Hopefully, fingers crossed. At the very least, I really hope that Adeline starts treating Kaladin a little bit better, because he's got to respect him now after that. He's got to. So Shannon's stepmother in the flashback said that she was the one who actually deserved it in terms of the abuse from their father. And I'm just wondering, again, is Shannon the one who killed her mother? I'm just thinking, because she keeps on talking and flashing back and sort of like trying to not flash back to that moment or that night at the very least, and talking about the burned out eyes, the blood on the floor, and her mother's soul in the strongbox. So I'm just wondering, did she kill her, or did she do something to her by accident with her powers that she seems to have shut off, if you listen to Pattern? I'm just wondering. I reckon Shannon had something to do with it. Definitely. I definitely think Shannon had something to do with that night and what happened to her mother. Adeline actually stayed in the prison the whole time that Kaladin was in there. Yeah, they're definitely going to start hopefully getting along. I don't want them to lose their sarcastic banter with each other, but I like the fact that there's now a definite respect there, and I really, really like that. But at the same time, I'm really, really not sure about Moash being given the shard plate and the shard blade. I just think that may go wrong, especially now that Kaladin is now on Moash's side in terms of the king. I'm just a bit like, this ain't gonna go well somehow. But at the same time, I'm really glad that Adeline is now on Kaladin's side, and hopefully they're gonna work together to expose Amaram. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I wonder if Dalinar was actually ill, or if something was actually going on, because we haven't seen that illness whatsoever. I mean, obviously there was a high storm, so maybe he was having another vision, but at the same time, I reckon something's going on there. Also, I'm just wondering what Amaram wants exactly with obviously the honour blades and all the rest of it. Just what is he planning? Because obviously it looks like he wants to bring back the Voidbringers, but it's like, why the hell would you want to do that? So I'm just wondering exactly what is going on here. And I am now 771 pages in, which means I've got 309 pages left. So I'm like, we're into the section now where all the plot twist starts hitting. So I'm slightly sort of bracing myself for the plot twists. So last night I finished chapter 74, which means I have 198 pages left, and I'm going to try and read all of that today. And I'm a little bit scared, and I'm a little bit in denial about Syl possibly being dead. I don't believe it for a second, like I don't with Jazna, but I'm just a bit like, eek, a little bit on this front, because we're in the last 200 pages, which means it's all going to go to hell even more than it already is. We're getting into the plot twist section and everything else, so I'm just a bit like, eek, but at the same time I'm very excited, so let's get going. Let's see if I can read 198 pages. I mean, I read 207 yesterday, so I should be able to do this, but at the same time I'm very scared because we're in the plot twist section, but let's get going anyway, because I cannot wait to see where this one's going to go. What the hell is Taravangian doing? I did not see the intelligence test or the diagram or anything coming whatsoever, so I'm just like, what the hell? Why does this guy know so much about what's going on and what the hell is going to happen now? But also Gavilar was also seeing the same like prophecies and visions as Dalinar is, so that's quite interesting. And if Dalinar is killed by Seth, as I keep on calling him, the Shin assassin, will those visions then go to Adeline, because it seems to be going down a family line, or will it go to Renarin? That is interesting. But also they've said that honour blades means that, like, if someone's got an honour blade, they've probably got the same powers. So maybe if Kaladin has lost Syl, which I really hope he hasn't, maybe he could get hold of an honour blade and then get his powers back. Maybe, I don't know. Theories, plot twists, all the rest of it. It started. I completely and utterly forgot that Shannon left them. I completely forgot that. But now he's going to try and surrender to them. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that's going to go well at all. Like, at all. I just don't think that's going to go well. And also, I feel like Kaladin's going to end up stopping Moash from killing the king. I've just got this feeling. And then he'll get Syl back, or he'll get Syl back as he tries to stop him, because that's more along with the oaths of the Knights Radiant and stuff like this. I've just got this feeling that he's going to somehow stop the, like, assassination of the king, and then he'll get his powers back. Fingers crossed. Just, I really want him to have Syl back and to have his powers back, but at the same time I kind of want Elhokar dead. It's a weird thing. I want Elhokar dead, definitely, but also I really want, obviously, I want him to have his powers back. I don't know, I'm just sitting here torn between the two, not gonna lie. So I'm literally on chapter 83, which is 997 pages in, so I've got like 90 pages left. I've got about 90 pages left. I'm just sitting here going, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, at everything, because it's like, obviously, Kaladin's now having to try and fight off 2 shard bearers with an injured leg and no powers. You've got Shannon who's trying to find the Oathgate. You've got everybody else being attacked by Pashendi and stuff like this, and I'm like freaking out. And I'm doing that thing again where there's less than 100 pages left and I'm going, how the hell is Sanderson going to wrap all of this up? Or just get people out of this in 90 pages, and he's going to do it again. I know he is, but I'm still sitting there going, ah, the whole time. So, oh my god. Oh my god. I knew Seal wasn't dead. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. But now the Knights Radiant have officially possibly returned because he's now said the words and he's now got a sharp blade. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have no words apart from oh my god. And I've still got like 64 pages left. Oh god. So I'll keep reading, but I just had to say that. He's got a blade and Sin is back. Yes. So I just finished Words of Radiance and I have so many thoughts. Like so many thoughts. First of all, that fight between Kaladin and Seth was amazing. That was absolutely incredible, but as soon as he fell into the storm and Kaladin couldn't find him, I knew he wasn't dead. I knew it. Even though Kaladin thought he was going to be, I knew he wouldn't be, because I never believe a character's dead until you see the body. And we didn't see the body, so I knew he wasn't alive, but I did not see him getting a blade like the one in Warbreaker. I was constantly looking for the Warbreaker like tie-in. I thought it was going to be something to do with like the statues that they keep on mentioning coming to life like they do in Warbreaker, but I did not see it being the sword being the tie-in, so that's going to get really interesting in the next few books, seeing exactly where that's going to go, because that's just blown my mind. Jazna's alive. I'm not over the fact that Jazna's alive. Like, I thought it was going to happen. I thought that because A, she's too much of a fan favourite character, and B, she knows too much, and C, there was no body again. Never trust it when you never see the body. So I was certain that she was coming back, but to know that she was on the other side the whole time, it's going to be very, very interesting to see where, like, how she's going to sort of carry on. Also, I didn't realise she would have a shard blade, but quite frankly, seeing as she was talking about having her own like Spren, obviously she would have had a sharp blade. I thought maybe Renarin was also possibly going to become a Knight Radiant. I didn't realise it would happen this soon, but that makes so much more sense judging by the fact that he lost his glasses and how he was acting. That makes so much more sense, but I'm just wondering how long he has been a Radiant, because he's always had these epilepsy moments, and I'm just wondering if he was from a child a Knight Radiant, because that'd be really interesting. Also, Shannon's mother. Sorry, I'm jumping about all over the place here, but Shannon's mother. Why the hell was Shannon's mother trying to kill her? Who was it she was with? What the hell? But I love the explanation for the mother's soul bit, and also the night that it all happened, because obviously that would have been what happened. Like, I thought Shannon killed her mother, but I didn't realise why that would have happened. So interesting to know that happened. Also, just this whole thing. It's just blown my mind. Sanderson has yet again blown my mind. I've got to admit as well, this one I enjoyed a lot more than the original one, The Way of Kings. I felt The Way of Kings was really, really slow, and obviously there's reason for that, because it's obviously setting up the rest of the series and it's sort of introducing you to the characters, the world and everything else, so it did feel slower, and this one did not feel slow. I mean, it felt slower than its other books, but that's because it's double the length, so I can't really complain about that. But this had so much more action in it, so much more intrigue, so much more plot twists, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm going to do the customary thing of saying I need to lie down after this because so much happened and I'm just sort of like, oh my god, all over the place. So I'm going to do that. What I will say is that I enjoyed this a lot more than the first one, and I think I'm going to give it 5 stars because it was just amazing, especially that last part, because I have so many more questions. I've had so many more things answered, but now I have so many more questions as well, and I cannot wait to see where Brandon Sanderson is going to take this series. And with that, I'm going to leave this vlog here, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with what you thought of Words of Radiance when you read it for the first time. I'd love to know. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check it out. And if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here. And over here with the link to my previous video. But until next time, everyone, bye!